This is TTT. Live for local.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Minister of Defense Devesh Maharaj says a suite of legislation will be introduced to improve the criminal justice system in Trinidad and Tobago. Speaking to reporters at the opening of the Trinidad and Tobago IVF and Facility Center in Aranguez on Wednesday evening, he noted that this country's first parole bill will be taken to Parliament soon.
We are bringing certain amendments to the Constitution for the right of reasonable trial, a quick trial, right of the accused of trial within a reasonable time. There's a parole bill, which we bring into Parliament shortly to bring parole, introduce parole to the criminal justice system. We are introducing amendments to the Probation Act, and quite importantly, we'll be introducing the Victims' Rights Bill to provide rights and so on for victims.
Minister Maharaj added that several other initiatives are also in place to improve the system.
We are working very closely with the judiciary itself to ensure that we have functional courtrooms. We are working very closely with Forensic Science Center to clear backlogs to ensure that criminal trials proceed quickly. We have had a huge backlog in our autopsy reports, which we have added. We have added 6 persons to the DNA lab to clear that backlog as well.
Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has responded to a public criticism from a former office holder breaking months of silence to address what he calls repeated attacks and misinformation. He addressed the criticism via an audio statement on Wednesday evening.
A political status. I have no desire for political office, nor have I ever held membership in any political party. My loyalty is to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, not to any political organization, nor do I harbor any ambition of entering politics, nor do I hold any delusions of grandeur. That belongs to another individual who is now a former commissioner of police.
The commissioner moved to distance himself from partisan politics, insisting his service is strictly national.
It is unfortunate that former commissioner of police continues to project his own political aspirations onto others. His repeated attempts at elected office have been rejected time and time again by the population. And that is a matter of public record. They don't want you. I think he actually lost his deposit. I will not be drawn into his personal grievances or his attempts to remain relevant.
In some sport now, 2025 Carifta gold medalist Tyreek Vincent says he is eyeing another podium finish at this year's Carifta Games, which will be hosted in Grenada in April. The 18-year-old won gold in the decathlon last year's games, hosted in Trinidad and Tobago. Vincent, who is competing in the boys under-20 division, was speaking at the Hazley Crawford Stadium on Tuesday at the TNT Carifta track and field team's second training session.
I have a high expectation for myself. I know I could bring home the gold medal once again and even break my previous record.
And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, Virmala Balkaran. Good morning, Virmala, my good friend.
Good morning, Carrie. How are you? Happy end of the week. Happy Thursday.
Right? Yeah. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve.
Happy long weekend.
Yeah. Short work week this time.
Well, Carrie, did you realize that we have a triple overlay of religious observances? It's Ramadan and also the end of Ramadan. We are actually approaching that. We're also in the holy month of Lent, and then we have Chaitra Navratri for the Hindu community.
Wow, you know, we have such a cosmopolitan nation here where so many things and observances could be happening at the same time. And again, I said it before and I'll say it again, it's really great that we could do that peacefully in our nation.
Yeah, and I think it's the first time in over 30 years that we're seeing Ramadan and Lent, you know, colliding. So it's really a beautiful time and a beautiful country that we get to live in and wake up every single day.
Yeah, and we do so in peace and we do so together.
And with lots of traffic. Also, there's a bit of traffic if you're getting into Port of Spain this morning.
Every morning, right?
There was an accident somewhere along the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. So that's clearing up. Please be safe if you're getting into the capital. Please, allocate time for that.
All right. And what's coming up in the show?
All right, we're talking a little bit about Eid, but also a heavy spotlight on Tobago as we do every single Thursday on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Tobago Thursdays. All right, looking forward to it.
All right, Carrie, talk soon.
All right, thank you so much, Virmala.
You're welcome.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going after this break.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
When we decided to get married, and when we did eventually get married, my love for you had to evolve. Because now that we are living together, I had to learn how to love you. Because before I was in love with the Leah who I saw when we went on dates. The Leah who I saw when we spent weekends together. The Leah who I saw on the good times, the face of you. Now I had to love the you who I didn't see, the 80% of you that I wasn't accustomed to.
Right, the Leah having a bad day.
The Leah having a bad day. Right. The Leah with a silk scarf on her head. The Leah who's not feeling well. Right. The Leah who's emotional about something, who's upset about something. The Leah who's upset about work, who's insecure about something. All of those things do not come to play while we were dating.
Not really in its fullness.
Not in its fullness. So as soon as we took it to covenant, that is where the whole empathy and compassion side of things came for me. And it grew our love to the point where my love for you became, how could I evolve to help this relationship?
Right. So selfless.
Selfless. We start getting into the selfless love.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Health and wellness, the core of our existence on planet Earth. Let us hear the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional medical community, scientists and climatologists. Caribbean Medical TV is geared to developing a consciousness in our people in terms of our health and lifestyle. Knowledge is a very powerful tool, and we must empower ourselves with the information to protect against chronic and other related diseases. From the impact of climate change on our health to NCDs, Season 3 of Caribbean Medical TV tackles the challenges we all face, giving our citizens hope for a better tomorrow. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Thursday, 19th March 2026. The time now, it is 6:08 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Yesterday, Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara responded to what he called a series of attacks from former Commissioner Gary Griffith, while he pointed to a Ministry of Finance audit showing the firearms permit unit had undergone 3 separate audits and that some administrative decisions were challenged in court, stalling promotions within the service.
What I will address are the facts. After 3 years in office, that former COP left the TTPS with hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. Apparently, he forgot that the firearms permit unit had to undergo 3 separate audits, all of which covered his tenure as Commissioner of Police, and that several officers who were attached to that unit were arrested and charged and are currently before the court. And also that several of his incorrect administrative decisions have been the subject of several court judgments and have stymied promotions in the service currently.
An audit of TTPS contracts from 2017 to 2021 found several officers were paid more than a PS without oversight, some with gratuity in advance, and it also flagged abuses of power and contracts handed out without proper justification, with rising personnel costs and weak monitoring. Well, the top cop, who we hope to get on the show maybe next week, also added that unlike the former commissioner, he has been in office just 9 months. But in that time, 2025 saw the largest percentage drop in homicides ever recorded in the country.
Trinidad and Tobago recorded its lowest annual homicide figure since 2011. And the 2026 carnival season concluded with only 19 serious reported crimes, the lowest since the early 2000s.
And did you see this? WASA workers acted quickly to help contain a house fire in Dabity earlier this week. While on duty at a nearby site, they noticed the blaze and immediately sprang into action. And they assisted residents in controlling the fire and preventing it from spreading before the emergency responders arrived. And their efforts have been widely praised, highlighting the dedication, teamwork, and community spirit that define WASA's workforce.
I was pleased and touched to see that, the love of WASA people, to see that can be passed on, to the gentleman that we assisted yesterday. And the video captured exactly, the way that you all went ahead getting it done. So I was very pleased with seeing that, and I'm certain that you all every day go out there and give 100%.
Well, also UE plans to permanently fix long-standing plumbing issues at its Day Bay campus with $4 million in government-funded repairs ahead of a planned August opening featuring the Faculty of Law. And this campus is nearly ready with modern upgrades, though key facilities like a library and moot court are still needed before the students can relocate. Originally built to expand access to tertiary education, this site remained largely unused after 2015 due to structural issues, despite UE investing over $150 million. When Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar returned to office, she pledged to reopen this campus for its original purpose as a new law faculty. Well, as the holy month of Ramadan comes to an end, according to the sighting of the moon, Muslims all over the world are set to celebrate Eid ul-Fitr. Well, on today's show, we spotlight Tobago and also join with our Muslim community in the upcoming observance of Eid. You know what to do. Grab your cup of coffee, settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Health and wellness, the core of our existence on planet Earth. Let us hear the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional medical community, scientists and climatologists. Caribbean Medical TV is geared to developing a consciousness in our people in terms of our health and lifestyle. Knowledge is a very powerful tool, and we must empower ourselves with the information to protect against chronic and other related diseases. From the impact of climate change on our health to NCDs, Season 3 of Caribbean Medical TV tackles the challenges we all face, giving our citizens hope for a better tomorrow. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV.
Tobago is in the spotlight this morning on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, there is encouraging news on the crime front in Tobago, with recent statistics showing a noticeable decrease in criminal activity so far. But while the numbers are trending in the right direction, there are still questions. What's driving this decline? Can this be sustained, and how safe do residents truly feel in Tobago? Well, this morning we speak with the ASP of Operations of the Tobago Division of the TTPS, Ms. Mahalia Bacchus, to discuss the strategies behind this reduction in crime, what's next for our sister Isle, and so much more, especially in the area of crime. Good morning, Ms. Bacchus, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
So the latest figures are actually showing us that there is a decrease in crime in Tobago. What's behind this improvement? What has the TTPS been doing, the Tobago Division, to ensure that crime has been on the decline?
All right, so good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am proud to say that the officers of Tobago have remained committed to seek to achieving our goals and objectives in terms of treating with crime on our island and trying to maintain our island to keep it safe. So when we look at what we do, we compare data in terms of the period last year, and which is 2025 in comparison to 2026. And if we look at the period 1st of January 2025 to this period up to the 16th of March 2026, we would recognize that in 2025, we had 165 serious reported crimes within that period. And in this period, 2026, we only have 96 serious reported crimes. So it indicates that we have 69 less crimes for that period in comparison when we look at 2025 in comparison to 2026, right? There were 21 violent crimes recorded for this period, and that sends a message to us that the officers are doing something, and our impact from the hard work is being felt by the wider community of Tobago.
Yeah, Ms. Bacchus, are there any areas where crime is still a concern despite this overall decrease?
I would say yes, because what we look at is something called what we have tower crimes. What are our tower crimes? When we look at the types of crimes that we experience, and in the Tobago space, some of our tower crimes are the breakings that we experience, and we have larcenies as well. But what we recognize is that these crimes, a lot of times, are crimes of opportunity that can be helped if persons listen to the advice that we normally give and try to do things in a different manner. For example, at one time we have a lot of brush cutters being stolen throughout Tobago, and we were using a lot of mediums to try to sensitize persons about what is happening. But people still would use the brush cutter and leave it in the open, not secure it in a space where it is locked or so, and a person might pass, or the one who's up to mischief, and you end up having them come into your space, taking the brush cutter, and then they end up and make a report to the police that the brush cutter was stolen. So a lot of these are crimes of opportunities. We also have breakings where persons secure buildings and they go away, they return sometime after, and when they come back, we have items such as tools being stolen, we have televisions being taken. We have a lot of jewelry as well when they break into homes that are being taken from homes. And we are encouraging persons on a daily basis through several mediums that people need to secure their buildings, especially our commercial spaces. And what we encourage them to do is to utilize technology, means such as the CCTV cameras that will assist us when we get these reports to assist in treating with the investigations.
Ms. Bacchus, you spoke about educating the public, encouraging them to do better and securing everything, their property. Are there any other initiatives or strategies that the TTPS Tobago Division has implemented that contributed to this decline that we're seeing?
Well, I would say yes, because we continue to use the medium of the media, as I'm doing right now, to try to sensitize persons. We have several media platforms that we engage in. And if you recognize, the TTPS has been using the technology in terms of social media itself as well. You see several videos being sent out, highlighting issues and advising persons as to how they could make themselves smaller or harder targets when it comes to crime, right? So you will see our audiovisual units ever so often you'll see skits or plays being put out there, which comes with the advice to persons, showing them, if you do things like this, people can get into your house very easily. We have several media ambassadors who are on the outside as well, spreading the information. And what we also do, we go home to home ever so often using our walkabouts and trying to do a one-on-one to help to sensitize persons about these situations and what they can do to change them. So those are some of the things that we do. Also, whilst officers are on patrol, we encourage them to stop and talk to residents, stop and talk to business persons, advise them, So these are some of the things that we continue to do to try to bring the message to the persons on the outside as to what they can do to change these circumstances.
A community approach to crime. That's really impressive and admirable, Ms. Bacchus. Recently, we've been having a lot of discussions about young people and, behavioral issues and all of that, starting from a young age and how that translates and gets to a place of maybe crime and gang violence and all of that. Is the TTPS currently engaging in any programs or any sorts of initiatives with young people that can really help to prevent crime before it even starts?
I can tell you for sure, yes. Through our police youth club initiatives, and we have them across Trinidad and Tobago, we have been trying over the years to engage youths in positive and meaningful activity that will help to bring about behavioral change, not just physically, but also mentally. I myself is a youth club leader, and we have been working with youths for a long time, because we recognize it is best when you bend the tree when it's young. And if you make that intervention at an early stage, it augurs well, later on for our society. So that's the reason why we have made that, we continue to push the youth clubs who bring out a number of initiatives and programs to have our youths involved and engaged positively. We also look at our initiative of having the police officers in schools, what we call the school oriented police officers, and they're not just there to as a police figure, but these officers are also there as mentors, advisors, to ensure that children stay within the rule of law and they understand why it is important to behave in a particular way whilst you are at schools. We have the community policing unit, and they ever so often have school intervention programs. And these programs would be on the request of principals or teachers at schools, and some of it is heavily reliant on initiatives by the officers to go into the schools and have conversations with the children. All of these efforts are aimed at trying to bring about that behavioral change that we want to see in our young people in society.
Ms. Bacchus, I want to ask you a question on the hot topic these days. That's the radar in Tobago. Now, Mr. Augustine has said that the radar was never meant to be a long-term fixture, permanent fixture in Tobago. And this serves as a lesson that Trinidad and Tobago must invest in its own national security infrastructure. That's what he said. And then he also said that Tobago remains a safe space. And security experts, though, now they're saying that the radar has served its purpose. Is the TTPS in Tobago equipped to handle its own surveillance now that the radar is gone in terms of maritime and air defense systems?
All right. So first of all, I am not authorized to comment on the radar because I don't have information in relation to that. But what I can comment on for you is that within the TTPS in Tobago, we continue to do what it takes in order to enable us to fight the crime on our island. And it involves our surveillance activities involving our human resources that we have and whatever technology that is available to us. So we continue to do what we have been doing over the years. Nothing has changed. And I want to let persons know that Tobago is a safe space. We continue to ensure that Tobago is green, clean, safe, and serene in all efforts that we put out as police officers here on the island.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Bacchus, for joining us this morning, for spending time with us on Trinidad and Tobago today. What's the message that you have for the people of Tobago and even those who may want to visit Tobago? And you said it is a safe space and everyone is welcome. A final message for everyone this morning.
I would like to tell the general public, don't be afraid to come to Tobago. The police officers here are hardworking officers. We strive highly on what we call integrity, and what we are trying to do is to shape our officers into understanding what confidentiality means in order to build that bridge between the public and the police so that we can have a better relationship, a better working relationship, so that we can have better results in Tobago. So we continue to let persons know that Tobago is safe and you can come to Tobago. We have a lot of activities. We are fast approaching the Easter season, and I'm asking persons to really be compliant with officers when you see them on the outside carrying out their duties, particularly on the roadway, right? Because, people would be moving about, and of recent, we've been having a lot of road traffic accidents that have been resulted in fatals. So we are asking persons to be mindful on the roadway, drive for you and others, right? And to ensure that you are your brother's keeper at all times. We need to bring back that community love. And when we have that community love, it will spread among us. And we will surely have change in terms of crime in the Tobago space.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bacchus. Important information as we have back-to-back long weekends as well. Have a great day. We hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
All right, no problem. Take care. The time now, 6:30 a.m. on Trinidad and Tobago Today. When we come back, we speak with Assembly Member Keegan Danoon on TNT Today.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I got right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
This powerful verse from the Holy Quran invites us to embrace reflection, self-discipline, and spiritual renewal. Join us daily on TTT Limited for special Ramadan features, inspiring messages, heartfelt moments of devotion, and reflections that uplift our nation.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true, His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
You know, as we grew as a couple, learning to love me, and not just learning to love me, but loving me in the way I want to be loved and I need to be loved.
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
You know, what are my needs? And, you know, are you loving me right? Meaning that in a way that
that works for you.
That works for me, that,
Yes.
that satisfies my needs
Yes.
as your wife.
Yes.
You know, and I think we've had conversations and we've, you know, obviously over time been able to vocalize those needs And I think that's very important, understanding what your partner's needs are as you evolve.
Right.
And as you grow, because as I said, as you move through different stages, you change, you
Every
evolve.
season of life, you change and you have to evolve with it. In some cases, you have to evolve ahead of the curve.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Continuing our spotlight on Tobago this morning, there's been a heavy focus on youth development and sport. And while he may be newly elected, our next guest has already been very visible on the ground, engaging stakeholders, meeting with sporting bodies, and truly beginning to roll out key initiatives aimed at creating real opportunities for the young people in Tobago. From the proposed Youth Development Fund to restructuring how sporting organizations access funding, and even movement on long-standing infrastructure issues like the Dwight York Stadium, there's so much happening. Well, joining us to discuss all of this is Mr. Keegan Danoon, Assembly Member and Secretary of Youth Empowerment and Sport in Tobago. Good morning, Mr. Danoon.
Good morning, Virmala. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Specifically, good morning to Tobago. And how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, and it's really good to have you here. I know that you are relatively new to this role. However, you've really been involved in sport and youth affairs for a very, very long time. You've been doing a lot of work on the ground. And now we've already seen you actively engaging with the communities and the stakeholders. So, Mr. Danoon, how would you describe your approach so far with youth development and sport in Tobago?
Well, my approach is simple. People first, building strong systems and ensuring that the impact is measurable. The thing about it is, though I may be new to this specific role, I am not new to youth development. I have been working in youth development and sport development for the past decade. And so, being now as the secretary responsible for the entire division, you would recognize that I am poised to implement a number of strategic approaches that you have been seeing over the past couple of weeks. We are ensuring that our division is the premier division in the Tobago House of Assembly and also nationally. Youth development and sport development is integral to a growing and a developing society. And as our dream of becoming the greatest little island on the planet is materialized, youth must be the forefront of that. And so I take my responsibility seriously. And most importantly, I'm ensuring that we are moving from programs to pathways so that the young people have a process by which they can achieve all the goals that they have for themselves.
Yeah, well, speaking of the young people, let's start with the Youth Development Fund. Was there a gap that you identified that makes this fund absolutely necessary? And why did you think, why was it needed right now?
Well, every year during the internship period of the summer internship program that we host, I would do an assessment among the interns just to see how much more we can do as a government to make their lives a bit easier. One of the things that they would have identified is the struggle that they face going to school in Trinidad, being from Tobago. Some additional struggles that they would have to face in terms of rent, transportation, food, and so forth. So I sat with the team and we came together to see how best we could address those issues. We also identified issues in terms of delayed funding to youth organizations and so forth. And so the Youth Development Fund would address all of those issues, ensuring that we make the lives of Tobagonians a bit easier, especially those who are studying in Trinidad. Because no young person should be disadvantaged because of their financial situation, especially when they have to make that trip from Tobago to Trinidad. I myself, leaving Tobago at a young age, going to Trinidad, understand the difficulty, understand the challenges. I understand the difference between having to prioritize transportation and food. And so seeing that these issues have still lingered even after so many years, this fund, would be the gap filler to ensure that the young persons are given the best possible opportunity at succeeding. So they may not ever have to face empty cupboards, may not ever have to face the decision between food and transportation. But all they would have to focus on is advancing themselves and thereby being able to come home and contribute to the development of the island of Tobago.
And there's also the Sport Development Fund as well, I believe. How can the young people access this? I believe there's also a committee that's involved to oversee the entire application process.
Right. So coming into office, I've recognized that there were some gaps in the policies, the application processes, and so. And so what we identified were pathways in which we can make the process a bit smoother. And given the timelines, so you would see quite shortly that we would be publishing the application process after the establishment of the committee. And that would give you a 3-month process. It gives the committee enough time to identify the necessary funding. But it also gives sporting organizations the responsibility of preparing. And so I am not in a position where documents are coming last minute and we have to not be in a position to approve them, thereby putting the sporting organizations in a disadvantageous position. So this approach, especially one in which we are mandating that the organizations and they come up to a certain level of transparency. And so in order to access government funding, you must be a registered NGO, you must have audited financials, you must have a bank account and so forth, and you must give accountability for the funds that you would have accessed. This is to ensure that we maintain a level of transparency, but it's also to ensure that the funding that has been requested was actually utilized within the community, was actually utilized to the benefit of the young people of Tobago. And so as we work together, the sporting organizations, the youth groups, and the division, it is one in which we are going to ensure that these organizations that are benefiting from government funding are held accountable, are held to a higher standard, ensuring that the young people benefit from the allocation and from the limited resources that we have available.
Now, a major concern for Tobago has been the Dwight York Stadium. Before we go this morning, I have to ask you about that. I know you recently held meetings with the Minister of Sport, and they're talking about the refurbishment of this and actually, having the stadium do what it's supposed to do. Can you briefly tell us about that and where this is expected to go and how soon maybe we can expect something from that?
As it pertains to specific timelines, I would not be able to give you that. But we are anticipating that it's sooner rather than later, because the Dwight York Stadium is under the remit of the national government of Trinidad and Tobago. And so that is why one of my first order of business was to meet with the sport minister, who has given his commitment not only to the Dwight York Stadium, but to a number of other projects on the island. And so I am very grateful for the relationship that we have, because he, along with his team, has been very willing to support the development of sport on the island of Tobago, even much more than anticipated. As it pertains to the specific things at the Dwight York Stadium, I know one of the major repairs that needs to be happened is the replacement of the Mondo. And so in conversation, that was a priority. The construction of that would be starting shortly. A specific date and timeline has not been identified, because the challenge with the Mondo is it has to go down in the dry season. And so when that timeline is identified, that will really push how soon that would be delivered to the people of Tobago and by extension Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you for that update, Mr. Danoon. We really hope to talk to you a little bit more about everything that you've been doing in Tobago, and we hope that you can join us again in the future. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great long weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. Wishing you a great long weekend, a safe one. Wishing you all a great day as well. And again, come to Tobago. We are indeed the greatest little island on the planet.
Thank you very, very much. The time now just about 6:45 a.m. When we come back, we continue to talk all about Tobago.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
I am your mother,
aunt, grandmother,
guardian, friend, and I promise to protect you in all situations because someone has hurt you, violated you, harmed you,
abused you,
and you were brave enough to tell me.
You trusted me. You came to me for help,
to defend, for support, to protect you.
No amount of money
or bribes,
favors, or gifts will stop me.
You are most important to me.
You are worth more to me than any material thing.
I will do all in my power,
in my heart,
to make sure that you are taken care of and that justice is served and you thrive. Together, my daughter,
my son,
my child, we will live and love. I will protect you.
Break the silence. Report all cases of child sexual abuse.
A group of ambitious students from Signal Hill Secondary School in Tobago, well, they're preparing for a life-changing educational experience. Through the school's Campus Club, these young leaders are seizing the opportunity to visit top universities in the United States, including Princeton and Columbia, as part of a special academic tour later this month. And the initiative is designed to expose students to global opportunities and world-class learning environments. But with costs at $8,500 per student. Organizers are now calling on the public and corporate Trinidad and Tobago to please help them make this a reality. Well, joining me this morning, the principal of Signal Hill Secondary School, Miss Ariane Dabro Ford. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning on the eve of a long weekend in Trinidad and Tobago. It's good to have you here. Well, first things first, what is the Compass Club? I know I just spoke about the Compass Club and everything that they're doing now with this new initiative, but how did it actually begin at the Signal Hill School?
So the Compass Club started in October when I recognized over a period of time that students were not sure of opportunities within the region and also out of the region. And so I just decided, you know what, let me pair with some of the students and create a Compass Club, as the name would suggest, that would give some sort of direction into educational opportunities that we have right here and also outside. And I discovered that they did not understand or realize that there was such vast opportunities that would have enabled them scholarship opportunities as well on the outside. And so the genesis of the Compass Club really took off in October of last year.
So tell us now about this U.S. tour that they're about to embark on. What can they experience in this tour?
Sure. So this tour will cover just under a week, it's 6 days. And so we received invitations from Princeton and Columbia. So we would be visiting there. We would be visiting the UN headquarters as well. We received a formal invite. And so we started planning late in October, early in November. And we started fundraising exercises and so on. And the parents were fully on board. And over a period of time, we were able to make most of our payments. And and we are where we are today. Of course, we could not do it without the full support and permission of and approval of the Division of Education and by extension the Ministry of Education, because I mean we can't take students overseas without that kind of support and permission. So that's just to give you an idea. In addition to that, I have always worked very, very closely with some of the universities. I help students apply for all the universities abroad, and so that relationship that I have built over the years made it very easy for universities to reach out and offer us these invitations to come.
Yeah, I know what we're seeing on screen currently is I think those locations and the process and everything the students will be embarking upon. Now, how did you choose the places that they will visit? I know it's not just the academic institutions, but you have other places. I saw the zoo or something popping up.
Yes. So I wanted to provide educational and cultural experiences. I wanted to bring like global awareness to the students. And so we sat as a team and we decided on these places. So apart from the universities, we will be visiting the UN. Apart from that, the Bronx Zoo, because some of them have never really seen animals like outside of the ones that we have right here in Trinidad and Tobago. We are supposed to visit the Museum of Natural History. So it's really to provide them with an educational core, an educational experience.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the challenges? I know with every big initiative like this, there must be some challenges, financial ones as well. How have you been dealing with all of that?
It has been a tedious and long journey, but I'm so thankful for the support of the parents. They were fully 100% behind this. they assisted in seeking sponsorship, but it has been a tiring process. The number of times that we have received no, it has been depressing at the very least, but we were able to pick ourselves up and tell ourselves, you know what, the obstacle is the path, and no matter what, we are going to achieve this. And so slowly, we are nearing that mark of travel. We did not ask for any help from the divisions. Well, we asked for help coming down to the end, but initially we really tried on our own. You know that there is a tendency to reach out and beg for help from the government ministries and so on. And we felt that we really wanted an opportunity to show them that, okay, this is what we have raised on our own. Now, can you help us? And so that is what we were able to achieve. It has been many no's, many doors slamming, many persons laughing and saying that this will never happen, many persons taunting us and so on because of our school. Our school is not regarded as, let's say, a prestige school. So the doors that would open for the past pupil associations of those kinds of schools, we did not have that level of support and commitment, but we were able, despite the adversities, despite the struggles, we were able to pull through. And I am ever so thankful to our parents who made this happen more than any other group or organization. It was the push from the parents.
Thank you so much, Principal, for joining us this morning. If you want to contribute to this initiative, please reach out to the Signal Hill Secondary School. Thank you, Principal, Miss Ariane Deborah Ford, for joining us. Good luck in this. We hope the students have an amazing time. Well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon, hopefully after, to find out how the trip went for the students. Just a few minutes before 7 o'clock this morning on TNT Today. Carrie's up next with the major network news. If you want to see everything that you saw here, again, you just need to go to TTT Live online. Email us at ttt@ttt.co.tt if you have any ideas as well. Talk to you soon on the other side of the hour.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what we do. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padarath says expressions of interest for major desalination plants will be issued by the end of this month. Speaking on Talksys 91.1 FM, he noted that desalination is central to relieving chronic water shortages across the East Coast, South Trinidad, and parts of Central Trinidad. The minister confirmed that Mayaro has been earmarked with additional plants planned for Moruga Tableland and Central Trinidad through the Freeport Water Treatment Plant.
These are areas of Trinidad and Tobago that is often forgotten by different administrations. This Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, has given me the instruction to ensure that there is equity in the system. And therefore, we are looking at one establishing Mayaro that will service this entire East Coast.
Right.
You are looking at one in Moruga Tableland that will look after Moruga Tableland, Princestown, Naparima, Siparia, Urupuchis, Urupuch West, Labre, Point Fortin, etc.
Right, right.
And then you are looking at doing in Central the Freeport Water Treatment Plant, which has gotten cabinet approval last week.
Right.
And therefore, in 6 months, the people of Central can expect a greater supply of water in that area.
Minister Padarath said these are long-term solutions to Trinidad and Tobago's worsening water supply crisis, noting that aging infrastructure and depleted dams continue to strain the national system.
Northwest Trinidad, we are looking at the water treatment plants across the Northwest, which includes along the corridor.
Right.
And also you're looking at changing out a lot of the aged, dilapidated infrastructure. That has been the main challenge across the East-West corridor and Northwest Trinidad, the aged, dilapidated infrastructure.
Right.
This has been gone unattended to over the number of years. In particular, the situation has gone from bad to worse. I don't know when last you took a drive down the Western Main Road down to Chagaramas.
Yes.
But working with Ministry of Works and Transport, and Ministry of Public Utilities, we have been attempting to deal with that aging infrastructure where you have collapsed mains across that Western Main Road that went unattended to for a number of years.
Minister Padarath said the desalination program will complement other short-term interventions, including water trucking and infrastructure repairs. In other news, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, highlighted the harsh realities facing residents in East Port of Spain on Wednesday. He says maintenance teams are being deployed and residents can expect visible action soon. During a walkabout of Housing Development Corporation apartments on Nelson and George Streets with community activist Lennox Smith, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, said families have endured unacceptable living conditions for years. Speaking to TTT News, he also challenged opposition representatives, which include MPs from the People's National Movement and former housing ministers, to witness the situation firsthand.
All you have a mile to talk. All you want to use black people to get back into office. Come and walk here. Come and walk in this community and explain to the people who live in these houses. I just watched a property burn down how long? 6 years?
Yeah, 10 years. It's more than
there was a lady who apartment burned, she living in a lane. And all they want to go and do video and talk about this government. We on the ground in your constituencies.
One apartment building on the compound was partially destroyed by fire and remains a major safety concern. Minister Alexander says broader work is also underway behind the scenes to regularize home ownership and accelerate long-promised repairs. In some sport now, former West Indies Cricket and Presentation College San Fernando alumni Dwayne Bravo took to social media to congratulate the cricket team of Presentation College San Fernando. This comes after Presentation defeated Shiva Boys Hindu College to capture the Powergen Secondary Schools Cricket League Premier 1 title.
to be a champion back in my days when I used to go to school. It's a great feeling. I just want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. Keep up the good work, and remember the journey just started. Stick together, keep believing in yourself, keep believing in each other. And remember, cricket is a sport that can change your entire life for you and your family.
Congratulations to my alma mater as well. All right, that's what's making the news this morning, but after the break, we return to Trinidad and Tobago today.
The games are coming! The games are coming! Don't miss the Southern Games at Skinner Park in San Fernando. Come out and support our top athletes and cyclists. On Saturday the 21st of March, athletics heats begin at 9:30 a.m. And on Sunday the 22nd of March, athletics and cycling from 1:30 p.m. Bring out the entire family. Admission is $60. Children under 14 you pay $20, and children under 5 you are free. Get tickets at Ateliers by the Park and Wadi's Hardware in Marabella. Attractive door prices to be won. For further information, you can call 368-5649 or 778-3274. The games are coming. The games are coming. Southern Games, it's on.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I'll go right to on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
A new season equals new dreams, and many football fans are dreaming of their team actually winning this season. But the reality is that only one team can win. So many will just be dreaming and wishing and hoping that their team can deliver. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Notice I have not mentioned Arsenal. Don't be upset, I'm not mentioning Man U either. This is Atto Bolden inviting all of you to follow the 12th man as they celebrate a new season on TTT and enjoy the ride.
As the holy month of Ramadan comes to an end, Muslims around the world and here at home are preparing to celebrate Eid ul-Fitr, a festival marked by prayer, gratitude, charity, and community. While this important occasion not only signifies the breaking of the fast, but also reflects the core values of the Islamic faith: compassion, discipline, and unity. Well, today we're joined by Mr. Kamil Ali, the head of the Muslim Society in Tobago, to share more about the significance of Eid, how it is celebrated in Tobago, and the role of the Muslim community within our national fabric. Good morning and assalamu alaikum, Mr. Ali.
Hi, good morning, dear, and let me say wa alaikum assalam. Good morning to the beautiful people of Trinidad and Tobago, and it's a pleasure to be with you on TTT this morning.
Well, how was your holy month of Ramadan, Mr. Ali?
So far, it has been really beautiful, but every year we keep saying the same thing. The time has come and gone so quickly. Just a month ago we was looking out for the moon, and here we are in a few hours' time. We'll be looking out for the moon again. To signify the day of Eid, and the time is just going so fast. But the month of Ramadan in Tobago has been really, really beautiful. In Tobago is a very special place to spend the month of Ramadan. We have had so many people pass through throughout our mosque and our community, and it has just been filled with so much of memories for this month.
Well, Mr. Ali, can you tell us about the history and the presence of the Muslim society in Tobago and, the Muslim society as well?
So, the Muslim community started in Tobago in the 70s. So that's over 50 years ago. It started with our elder generation, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Mansour Ali, Mr. Jimmy Mustafa, and a few others. There were a handful of people who started, and they started by a house in Spring Garden in Tobago. They used to offer their prayer, their Juma prayer. And then after land was acquired in the lowlands area, in Hamden lowlands, where the old masjid was there for almost about 10 years. About 30 years ago, a new masjid was constructed, a new masjid was built, and the community was started. Now, in those days, the Muslim population in Tobago was just a handful, it was just about 10%. Today, by the grace of the Almighty Creator, we have almost over 300 Muslims in Tobago and approximately 80 Muslim households compared to just about 10 when they now started that journey. The Muslim community, Islam has come a long way in Tobago. We have a very mixed community. Everybody gets along very well, very nicely, and so on. And we have a lot going on within the community in Tobago. So it has indeed come, very, very far. And we have a lot of people in recent times who have accepted Islam on the island. So the mosque, we have a lot of activities, a lot of things happening. Currently, one of the things in Tobago that we are very grateful for is that, a lot of mosques in Trinidad and Tobago, they have iftar and dinner only just on weekends and so on. We have been blessed for the last 10 years, every day at the mosque during the month of Ramadan. We host iftar and dinner for approximately 150 persons. And also, we have a lot of visitors who are on the island who are working. Sometimes people come on small holidays. They join us in the afternoon for iftar and dinner. Just last week, we had our Chief Secretary, the Honorable Fali. He joined us for 2 days during the month of Ramadan for our iftar and dinner. So the experience here is really beautiful. And as I said, that the Muslim community, have started from very humble beginnings to build with so many families and so many people right now. And, we are very grateful to our older generation, for keeping that flag of Islam flying in Tobago. And indeed, it has come a very long way in the growth of Islam, and it continues to grow to this day.
Well, as we approach Eid, hopefully, in a day or two, how is it celebrated in Tobago, Mr. Ali?
Right, wonderful. So in Tobago for the last 10 years, Eid is really, really celebrated very big here. We created for a lot of people. On that morning, we gather at the masjid for around 8 o'clock where we start our prayer. And then we go straight until like around 1 o'clock. After our prayer, we normally serve breakfast and so on to the community and to all our guests. And then we have like an official program where we have members of the Tobago House of Assembly, our Chief Secretary, who have been joining us for the last 10 years, all the different Chief Secretaries. And then we have different religious leaders, all the different religious leaders and religions. They come by the mosque here for Eid Day. We all get together. We have like an official program. After we finish that program, we serve like lunch, and then we give out like gifts and so many things each year on their activities, and it's like a fun-filled day. We don't, a lot of mosques sometimes that when
I do
really,
believe.
really, really want. And as I say, it brings together all our religion, all our brothers and sisters from different races. The faith-based council, we all get together. So it's a beautiful sight from that morning until around 1 p.m.
Yeah. Mr. Ali, Islam is such a beautiful religion, so much about, peace and all of that. What does Eid mean to you personally as head of the Muslim society? And you have such a tremendous job as well, being the head of that society and, just pulling together all the activities and ensuring that people learn more about Islam in Tobago. But how do you celebrate all of this as well on a personal level? I do believe we lost audio.
Giving, it's a day of Thanksgiving. It's a day where we get together. It's a day, where we reflect on the month of Ramadan. And that day is really, really a time to get together and give back to the community. Now, throughout the month of Ramadan, we do quite a lot in the masjid here in Tobago. As I say, throughout the month, we have, what we have seen this year, we've seen a lot of visitors who come and spend the time with us. We have seen a lot of people from Trinidad because they hear of, so many things happening at our mosque in Tobago. And this has really brought together so many people. And throughout the month also, we have people from different faiths that come and they join us for iftar and dinner. On that day of Eid, we really look forward because, as I said, after going through an entire month of fasting, after going through an entire month of giving, after going through a month of prayer, it's a day of celebration. But at the same time, it's a day of soul searching and it's a day of reflection. It's a day when you think about the less fortunate. It's a day you think about so many people that are going through so many problems and so many atrocities around the world. And in Tobago and in Trinidad, we have to really say we are really fortunate, to be living in such a multicultural society where all of us could come together in a place where there's no bombs are dropping, in a place where we live in peace, in a place where we live in harmony. And this is something, I just want to say to our viewers that we should never, never take granted because we are really living in a peaceful society because, all of us could come together in our mosque, in our mosque, we have people from the Hindu society, from the Baptists, from all major religions. They come up to last night. While we were going to break our fast, we had the head of the IRO, Dr. Ellis Boris, and also he's the head of the Baha'i Faith in Tobago. He came and he said, he just wanted to come and join us for our iftar dinner, and it was so wonderful to see that different people of different background, different ethnicity, different religion, race could come together, in unity and harmony. This is, I believe, the true spirit of the month of Ramadan, and I also say the true spirit of Eid. And Eid in Tobago throughout the years have been growing. For that day of Eid in Tobago, we have approximately 400 people. Out of that, we have almost 100, like visitors, non-Muslim, who will come to our celebration because they want to be part of it. And we welcome everybody because our community is a very warm community. It's a community that we have so much going on for our elderly, for our youths, the young, the old, our visitors, and so many people. And this is something that we want to continue and something that we look forward to every year.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali, and a very early Eid Mubarak to you and yours and the members of the Muslim Society in Tobago. So if you are in Tobago, go check them out. Mr. Ali, how can people get to be a part of the society? Is there any sort of information that they can reach out?
Sure. So most people, they contact myself or Imam, and my number is 680-1414, because a lot of people from Trinidad, when they come up, they want information on Tobago and they want information on the masjid. Also, in recent time, I was talking to the chief secretary concerning, like religious tourism, because we have a lot of people when they come to Tobago, they visit the mosque, they come by, and sometimes people have to check out their hotels early. They come by and they spend some time in the community. So that they could come down to the mosque. We are located in Hampton Lowlands. We are also located very close to our chief sec, so he's our neighbor, and he comes to them. He comes and visits us very often. Throughout the year. What I would like to say, also to all our viewers, as we live in times, so many things happen in and around the world. Never give up hope. Always use some of the best in life which are free. Try and be kind. Kindness is free. Be compassionate. Be loving. Do whatever little that we can do. Always try to build ourselves and to work together in unity and harmony so that we can all make a difference in our country and in our society. Also, at the same time, I'd like to wish all our brothers and sisters, Eid Mubarak. May Almighty Creator bless each and every one. There were so many people who started the month of Ramadan and they was not able to finish it because a lot of people passed away during the month of Ramadan. I hope and pray that the Almighty Creator will bless each and every one of us so that we could witness this beautiful day of Eid, which will be in a few hours' time as we look out for the moon. And I would also like to say to our viewing population, never give up on hope. Let's be kind, let's be caring, let's be compassionate. Let's all work together for a better society, because I think that all of us could do our part to make our society a better one. But it starts from you and me. Eid Mubarak. Best wishes to each and everyone. And I thank you all for having me on your program this morning.
What a beautiful way to end. Thank you, Mr. Camille Ali. Have a great day and a wonderful and joyous celebration of Eid.
Thank you. God bless.
All right, take care. That was Mr. Camille Ali, the president of the Tobago Muslim Society, joining us in anticipation of Eid in Trinidad and Tobago. You know the drill. When we come back, we've got so much more for you lined up on TNT Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
It's that time of the year again, my friends. Feel it in the air. Football, football, football. It's back. Everyone's locked in. This is Richard Torpedo Thompson, and my Trinidad and Tobago people. I'll stay this straight. Fans make the game. Cheers, chants, passion. That's the heartbeat of football. There's only one 12th man that really brings the energy. That's Andre Errol Batiste on TTT. Every Thursday on TTT. Don't miss it.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
CPL 2026, sport tourism in Tobago and the island's growing role on the global stage, including hosting the Beach Soccer World Cup in 2028. It's all part of a broader push to expand sport and youth development. We'll add to that a new sporting program and even a look back at the impact of the Carnival Fitness Initiative. Well, TTT Limited's Nicole Dookie spoke exclusively with the Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Mr. Philip Watts, on these developments. And here's what he had to say on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
So, Minister, going back to the cricket, because I mean, cricket is exciting. Cricket is something that we all look forward to, particularly, around August, September, when we have CPL in the country. And so you would actually be, some of these programs would be, going hand in hand with what's going on in CPL. So tell us how you're going to, if there's any plans to incorporate it with the CPL.
Well, we have big plans actually. Since last year, I would have been in talks with the CEO of CPL, Pete Russell, and we discussed a few things. We discussed the primary school where we merged with CPL, as CPL being a sponsor to sponsor a primary school cricket league. But even further to that, we are in discussions currently with the CPL to partner with CPL in Tobago, and this would form part of our sport tourism initiative to do beach cricket in Tobago, because sport tourism is our next whole big thing we are looking at, because as you know, the sporting industry now is $1 billion industry, and we need to tap into that. We cannot depend on oil and gas all the time. We need to actually tap into that tourism industry, and we are in talks. We have about 7 sport tourism initiatives already packaged and ready to go, but those will start to roll out from May down to November.
Yeah, and you keep mentioning Tobago, and I know that you were in Tobago for one of your programs recently. So tell me, what is your relationship like with the THA when it comes to sporting activities on the island?
So we would have visited Tobago, myself and the PS and a team from Sport TT, and we had conversations around creating a sport tourism committee as a pilot project to drive sport tourism, especially in Tobago, because we have the right ingredient in Tobago. We have the beach, we have the sand, we have facilities like the Black Rock beach volleyball facility, which could also accommodate beach soccer. And while I'm on that, I will tell you, we are even thinking about tendering to host the Beach World Cup in Tobago sometime in 2028. But those are ongoing discussions.
Right.
So yes, we have a lot of potential to generate income in Tobago through sport tourism. And the ministry, we would have recommended a 7-man team for the sport tourism team to the Prime Minister. So I await go ahead on it, and we take it from there.
Right, Minister. So you mentioned Tobago a couple of times, and I know that you went over to the island of Tobago. Yes. So tell me what your relationship is like with the THA when it comes to sport on that island.
So we have a really good relationship. I'm working well thus far with the new Secretary of Sport and Youth Affairs, Mr. Dinun. And we, myself and a team from Trinidad, the PS and Sport TT reps, we went up to Tobago. We had talks with the Chief Sec, Farley, and his team on sport tourism, and I can tell you, they are really excited. This is one of the Prime Minister's initiative. She's very passionate about sport tourism. She's very, very passionate when it comes to kids and youth development. So we are in dialogue currently with them. We would have sent some recommendations to the Prime Minister with a team from that. We would have gotten recommendations from the THA, and we are using persons from our ministry, the Sport Ministry, Sport TT, and the Tourism Ministry. So it's a whole collaborative approach and a proper unit we are using to actually push sport tourism.
So we could actually see some sporting activity pumping in the island of Tobago in the near future.
While we await the approval of the sports committee that was recommended to the goodly Prime Minister, we already have 7 different programs ready to launch in Tobago. Right? Because we are working with NGBs and other sporting personnel to get this thing going. We don't sit here and wait for anything at the Ministry of Sport. We are very, very proactive. So we already, as they would say, jumped the gun.
Right.
And we already started putting things in place to launch programs in Tobago when it comes to sport tourism, which you would see rolling out from May to November.
And I mentioned pumping because I know you had some pumping activities taking place for the carnival season.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
Keep pumping up your fitness.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me pass that question on to PS.
Yes.
Yeah.
PS, tell us a little bit about that and the success that you would have had from that.
So the Keep Pumping is really a 4-week aerobic program that was run in 5 different locations in Trinidad and also in Tobago for 4 weeks right before Carnival. Each week, and the maximum we had in the locations, it came up to about 600 persons participated in that program. And there's always a lot of excitement with that program. And for the July, August, we just want to let everyone know that we have another set of Keep Pumping coming again for all the, and that one is also specifically for girls and women. Right, so the Keep Pumping program was run very, very successfully. And again, we spoke about Tobago. That was one of the programs that we had in Tobago as well, and we collaborated with THA on that program.
Right.
One thing I would like to add with that particular Keep Pumping Your Fitness program that we launched, when I looked at the data and the report that came back to us on the Keep Pumping Your Fitness, actually, this particular year, we had more participation, we had more registration, and the budget was like almost half of what it cost last year. So we had less cost to actually run the program this year, but higher participation rate.
Yeah.
So it means that we are doing something good. The management shift in the ministry is doing something good.
And you know, I was just about to ask you about budgets, because you're talking about all these programs, a program a week, and I'm thinking this ministry has to have a budget for that.
Well, you know, we are going through rough economic times, right? And if you look at the budget for the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, it wasn't all that. Any minister would want to get more money in their budget on a yearly basis. But this is why I am here as the minister. This is why the Prime Minister carefully selected her ministers, right? It just takes a level head and proper management skills to manage these things. And what we are doing, we are moving monies around to try to accommodate most of the programs. And at the end of the day, we will get it done. We will deliver to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the young people, and we will make sport available to everyone across the board, no matter creed, race, age, gender. We will make sport and bring it home to their communities. We'll make it available.
All right, Minister, so sticking to the topic of budgeting, I know that there is an elite athlete fund in place. Tell us a little bit about that, because we've been seeing your socials and we've been seeing you meeting with a lot of those athletes.
Well, normally in our budgetary allocation, we will receive funding to support elite athletes. And what I've been trying to do since I'm here is ensuring that the elite athletes especially, who represent us at that high level outside of Trinidad and Tobago, who has the potential to medal, that they receive their funding on time. Because now with the funding that we are allocated, we need to prioritize who we give the funding to. We need to make the money make sense wherever we spend it now. Yeah. And I've been meeting with a lot of them. I've been hearing their cries. I've been meeting with athletes from all different levels and different sporting disciplines. I met with a lot of the elite athletes here, and I work closely with the PS to try to get that funding to them on time. Actually, we met with Nicholas Paul just 2 weeks, him and Tennille Campbell, before they struck gold in the competition just a couple of weeks ago. Right? Even Jeremy Richards also too. I remember back in August, he came to me regarding his elite funding grant, and I asked the PS to have it ready. We tried to move around money to facilitate him, and 3 weeks, a month down the road, he struck a medal. Yeah. So I'm working very, very closely with them, and one of my plans as the minister going forward, we are drawing closer and closer to the Olympics 2028. So with whatever funding we have going forward, I will try to see if I could make representation in the next budget coming up to see if we could get more funding.
For the entire interview and, of course, everything that you see here on Trinidad and Tobago Today, head across to TTT Live Online. Remember our social media channels as well, TTT Live Online and TNT Today Show. Email us if you have any ideas for the show at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. When we come back, we talk all about henna and art for Eid 2026.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Just in time for Eid al-Fitr 2026, we're diving into the beautiful tradition of henna, its history, meaning, and artistry. Well, joining us today is Miriam of Art Haven Studio, a talented henna artist known for intricate designs and attention to detail. Well, through her work, she brings culture, creativity, and celebration together, helping clients express themselves during some of life's most special moments. Miriam, good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
So, Miriam, you've been doing henna and anything involving artistry and aesthetics for quite a while. How long now?
Yes, since around 2018 when I graduated.
And you've been doing henna for that long as well?
I've been doing henna since I was 15 years old. So that's more than a decade now.
Yeah, that's a long time. And I'm guessing the demand is really there, especially for this season, right?
Of course.
You're very busy.
Yes.
So we're glad that you're here with us this morning.
Course.
So how was your Ramadan?
My Ramadan was so special this year because it was my first year being a wife.
Congratulations! And how was that?
That was the most blessed time.
Oh my goodness. And you're looking forward to Eid?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us a little bit about henna now. For those of us who don't know exactly what henna is, we just know it's a paste and it's applied on your hand. But can you break it down for us? And I know she's about to get it. Well, I'm getting it done by her as well. So while you do that, tell us about henna.
So henna, what I'm holding here is a henna cone, right?
Okay.
So henna is made using the henna plant. So the henna plant the leaves are dried and then mixed with like citrus oils to create a paste. The paste is applied with a design onto your hand, and then you leave that on. It stains the hand naturally, right? As the paste gets removed, once it dries down, it leaves like a orange kind of reddish stain, and then that stain oxidizes
And
to
that's on
the darker color that you see on my hand here.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So a lot of people get their henna done for Eid. Can you tell us why that is?
It's because henna as body art is a celebration, especially for Eid, especially for Muslims, you know. On Eid day, we want to celebrate all that we've accomplished during Ramadan. We wear our best clothes, we eat food, we share with our family and friends, and wearing henna is symbolic of that celebration, that joy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people rush to get these appointments with you, so you may have been really booked out. And so now you're looking forward to Eid, which is in hopefully a couple hours.
Yes, we'll know soon.
Lots of appointments before then.
Absolutely.
Well, apart from henna, what else do you do at Art Haven?
I do so many services. I do nail art, I do press-on nails, I do massages. So those are some of like the services that I offer, but I also do art and craft products. So we do calligraphy, we do hand-painted art. There's so much, and I do this business with my sister. So we're a team together.
Yeah, very powerful woman. So for someone getting henna done for the first time, what can they expect? How do you prepare the skin? What type of experience is it? I've gotten it done a few times, and I know the first thing that hits you is the smell. It goes away very quickly. So tell people who may not have had it done before what to expect.
I always ask my clients, like, when is the last time you had henna? And if it's the first time, it's such a special experience, right? So what you can expect is that you want to be kind of situationally aware, because within those first 10 minutes, you're going to want to smudge it because you're not accustomed, right? You talk with your hands. So it's just to be aware, keep it aside for just 5-10 minutes, let it dry down, and then after that you could enjoy it. So
And
keep it on for as long as possible.
Right, because I was just going to ask you, how long does it take to develop? But then the longer you leave it.
Yes, exactly. The longer you leave it, the darker it stains. I tell my clients minimum 3 hours is good.
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
What about if I have to go to sleep? I mean, what do I do?
So what you do when you remove it, you just seal it in, right? So use an oil, a lotion, a cream, and that could kind of help prevent the contact with water.
Okay.
Because before the stain oxidizes, it has about 24 hours. Before that happens, you want to protect it from water within those first 24 hours.
I'm seeing your catalog on screen right now with all of your designs, and they're absolutely beautiful. So you can choose your designs, or we can obviously leave it up to you to just, you know, give us something beautiful, right?
Yes, I can do any style of henna art, nail art, anything, as simple or as intricate.
And I know they also do bridal henna as well.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I think back in the day they used to say, I don't know if it's still relevant, there are things, little tips and tricks you can do to ensure that your henna stains, and I believe they used to say maybe brown sugar and water, and I don't know, maybe Vicks or something. Is that true?
It is true, but brown sugar mixed with lime. So a sugar and lime mixture, you just spray it on or apply it once the paste dries down. That's for when you have the paste on. When you remove the paste and you have your stain, again, the main tip is leave it on for as long as possible. But a trick to make it oxidize quickly is to steam cloves, the spice, and put your hand over it gently, and that's how you get a really nice oxidization very, very quickly.
And the reaction of people when they actually see the stain or when it's finished, I mean, that is priceless.
Absolutely. You know, any sort of like beautification, in all the services, whether it's makeup, nails, henna, you know, you feel so special when it's done.
Yeah. Miriam, how was business this year with not just henna appointments, but, you know, everyone getting ready for Eid?
Yes, it's been so good, you know, like the conversations you have when you're in a room with a woman, because most of my services are for ladies, my studio is ladies only. Right. You get uplifted. More than just the service, it's like the conversations and relationships you have with your clients.
Yeah, so is there anything you would like to say to the Muslim community getting ready to celebrate Eid this coming weekend?
Yes, I would just like to say, you know, I hope that everybody was able to have a blessed Ramadan and that we all grew grew in our deen. We all got closer to Allah and, also strengthened the bonds of community. I feel like Ramadan is such a beautiful time for the Muslim community to bond and you grow together. So I definitely felt that this year for me.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And I got a beautiful design, so it's on my hands now. Hopefully I don't touch it. If you know me, I'm probably going to have a hard time with doing that. Thank you for being here with us. Miriam of Art Haven Studio, do you have any social media channels that people can check you out?
I have 2 Instagrams, Art Haven Studio for my services and Art Haven Crafts for my products.
I'm going to show everyone again. So I feel like they really need to see this. Okay, that is so nice. And you can get as little of a design or as big as possible.
Yes.
You can do your feet as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Even for markets and events, I do people's shoulders, their backs, all kind of craziness.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Miriam. And I hope you have a beautiful and blessed Eid 2026.
Thank you.
When we come back, the show continues as usual, all about, Eid and how we're ending the holy month of Ramadan.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what we need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true. His love is still strong. And your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse. Presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here. Only on TTT.
Greetings, hello to you there and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host Sachin Ramsubag and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
New season equals new dreams, and many football fans are dreaming of their team actually winning this season. But the reality is that only one team can win. So many will just be dreaming and wishing and hoping that their team can deliver. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Notice I have not mentioned Arsenal. Don't be upset, I'm not mentioning Man U either. This is Atto Bolden inviting all of you to follow the 12th man as they celebrate a new season on TTT and enjoy the ride.
This Ramadan, join me, Charlene Lewis, for Ramadan Reflections, a weekly television series exploring meaningful conversations on fasting and the significance of the holy month. Airing every Tuesday at 8:05 p.m. on TTT. Beginning Tuesday, 24th February, we delve into real, relatable topics that inspire spiritual growth, discipline, and understanding during Ramadan. Let's reflect, learn, and grow together this blessed month.
Minister Barry Padaurath confirmed that the Freeport water treatment plant has received cabinet approval and will bring increased water supply to central Trinidad within 6 months.
This Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Pasabi-Sessa, has given me the instruction to ensure that there's equity in the system, and therefore we are looking at establishing Mayara that will service this entire East Coast,
Right.
You're looking at one in Maruga Tableland that will look after Maruga Tableland, Princestown, Napari, Mastapari, Urupuchi West, Labre, Point Fortin, etc.
Right, right.
And then you're looking at doing in Central the Freeport Water Treatment Plant, which has gotten cabinet approval last week.
Right.
And therefore, in 6 months, the people of Central can expect a greater supply of water in that area.
Lovely.
Northwest Trinidad, we are looking at the water treatment plants across the Northwest, which includes along the corridor.
Right.
And also you're looking at changing out a lot of the aged, dilapidated infrastructure.
And did you see this? WASA workers acted quickly to help contain a house fire in Davide earlier this week. And while on duty at a nearby site, they noticed the blaze and they immediately sprang into action, assisting residents in controlling the fire and preventing it from spreading before emergency responders arrived. And their efforts have been widely praised, highlighting the dedication, teamwork, and community spirit that defines WASA's workforce. Well, the time now just about 10 minutes before 8 o'clock on Trinidad and Tobago today. It's been a lovely show talking all about Tobago and, of course, Islam and how we're wrapping up the holy month of Ramadan. For all the stories that you saw here and more, remember you can visit our social media, visit us online at TTT Live Online. If you have a story idea, a press release, you want to collaborate or advertise with us, no problem. Just email us at ttt@ttt.co.tt and you can be a part of the conversation that's shaping our nation. Even if you want to collaborate with us through the airwaves of Talk City 91.1 FM, Sweet 100.1 FM, and Next 99.1 FM, you see that email on the screen. When we come back, we get ready to close the show today on TNT Today. In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true, His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
health and wellness, the core of our existence on planet Earth. Let us hear the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional medical community, scientists and climatologists. Caribbean Medical TV is geared to developing a consciousness in our people in terms of our health and lifestyle. Knowledge is a very powerful tool, and we must empower ourselves with the information to protect against chronic and other related diseases. From the impact of climate change on our health to NCDs, Season 3 of Caribbean Medical TV tackles the challenges we all face, giving our citizens hope for a better tomorrow. Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV.
Well, regrettably, he could not be with us in studio this morning because of the traffic situation. But joining us via phone is singer Hamza Mohammed. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Mohammed.
Wa alaikum assalam. Are you all hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear. Well, we are approaching Eid, just a few hours away, hopefully. How has Ramadan been for you?
Well, this year, it's been great. I've been to various mosques, sang a couple songs, met a lot of new people. So, it's been a great month so far.
Yeah, well, we are going to get a bit of your song before we close this morning. It's a very special one. It's called Allahu Allah, and I know it's a collaboration with young Caitlin Sultan. I believe this one was released about 2 years ago. Tell us briefly about the message in this song before we go.
Well, really and truly, the song is more of a celebration song. And, Eid is a celebration for not just the Muslim community, because I have a lot of non-Muslim friends who celebrate this day with us. And, that's the great thing of living in a multicultural society. So, it's just about a celebration.
Yeah. Well, we are so happy that you get to give us a bit of that song as we close Trinidad and Tobago today. With that in mind, as we get ready to wrap up, thank you so much, everyone who joined us this show and, of course, this week on TNT Today. From our family here to yours, Eid Mubarak 2026. We hope you have a beautiful one. Eid is definitely a time of reflection, gratitude, and togetherness, reminding us of, everything that we represent here in Trinidad and Tobago. A really beautiful time. Well, I'm going to toss to you, Hamza. You have the opportunity now to give us some of that Allahu Allah in this sacred month of Ramadan as it comes to an end, and we're celebrating Eid this year.
And just before I start, I'd like to wish everyone again a Eid Mubarak, and I hope you all have a wonderful and safe day tomorrow.
All right, that's it for TNT Today. Off to you, Hamza.
Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allah. Allah, pakai usulah penelau wa'ula ahda supulah nidala laihi Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah. Kanzul karami maulan ni'ami hadil umami lishari atihi Allah.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what we need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Although baby on board signs and other markings are not illegal, Transport Commissioner Clive Clark is cautioning motorists. Speaking during a joint select committee exploring the efficiency of the traffic management system in TNT, he noted that the law does not prohibit such signs, but stressed that the issue is visibility and road safety. He pointed out that the law allows discretion, noting that large or dense markings such as oversized religious texts, graphics, or panels covering significant portions of windows are the real concern. However, he said these could be enforced under the current...
When we look at it very carefully, the law doesn't prohibit someone from doing so. What it points out is really that marking, we have to be able to explore whether it impacts the visibility and safety, and it's here where we exercise a level of discretion in terms of that. So I wouldn't say it is illegal, right? Because again, the way the legislation is written, such markings, we must be able to exercise that discretion as to whether it will impact the visibility. For example, you have persons who will want to put entire scripture in the back of their window or some other markings, and those are the ones we have some challenge with.
Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara is alleging that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service was left deeply in debt, along with administrative failures, when a former Commissioner of Police exited office. Via an audio statement sent to the media on Wednesday evening, he accused the former top cop of mismanagement that resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars in liabilities.
After 3 years in office, that former COP left the TTPS with hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. But you are the media, so go and track down the Ministry of Finance Central Audit Committee Report 2017 to 2021. That is interesting reading, which I am sure will have the media salivating.
He also pointed to multiple court judgments arising from what he described as incorrect administrative decisions, saying those rulings have stalled promotions and affected the TTPS.
Apparently, he forgot that the firearms permit unit had to undergo 3 separate audits, all of which covered his tenure as Commissioner of Police, and that several officers who were attached to that unit were arrested and charged and are currently before the court. And also that several of his incorrect administrative decisions have been the subject of several court judgments and have stymied promotions in the service currently. All of these were consequences of his failure to properly understand and execute the responsibilities of the office he held. But then again, he was never a police.
In sport now, 2025 Carifta gold medalist Tyreek Vincent says he is eyeing another podium finish at this year's Carifta Games, which will be hosted in Grenada in April. The 18-year-old won gold in the decathlon last year's Games, host speaking at the Hazley Crawford Stadium on Tuesday at the TNT Carifta track and field team's second training session.
I have a high expectation for myself. I know I could bring home the gold medal once again and even break my previous record.
Short and sweet. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From the entire team here, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local. Carrie's Kitchen, powered by Food Hall. Grocery made greater. Ibis, a tradition of excellence. Caribbean flavors. In the heart of every kitchen, Lotus, the confidence to create. Correga Garden Supplies, good and natural. Indie, spice up your life. Distributed by Edward B.B. Harry. Champion, always a winner. Distributed by Edward B.B. Harry. Lion, the power behind our great taste traditions. Excellent Stores Limited. Live, create, do.
This one is for the pork lovers out there. So first I'm going to keep it classic with one dish and chef it up with the next one. But first, I'm going to need that pork.